Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you haven't already, go ahead and hit that like and subscribe. On this channel, I like to give you guys tips for how to be your best, most productive selves, and the only way that I can continue doing that is if I get feedback from you guys on what I'm putting out. So please, leave me a comment, follow me on my socials, and let me know what kind of content you guys want to be seeing. Now that we got all that out of the way, let's get into this week's discussion. This week, I wanted to focus on the big W word, weight. I've been focusing a lot of energy towards this topic the last couple of years, and it's a really hard topic to address, especially for some people that may have self-image issues or they may have eating disorders or anything like that. I personally have seen this topic as being something very taboo, kind of like money, where it's like you don't really talk about it, or age, where you don't ask people about it, and it's a topic that can be very scary and daunting for some people. I can't even look at a scale anymore because every time I look, I'm sorely disappointed in myself, and it kind of just sends me into a spiral. Since learning that about myself, I have decided to stop looking at the scale and to reevaluate how I look at weight. For anyone else having this issue, today I wanted to redefine the way that we look at weight and maybe give you some tips for how to achieve that. The first thing I wanted to talk about today is do not worry about the number on the scale. The number on the scale of your actual weight is not as important as you think it is. Yes, it matters, of course, and yes, we use that when we're judging our progress and how far we've gotten along our journey of maybe weight loss. Unless you're an obese individual, weight is actually not a defining factor and shouldn't be valued as this big thing that we need to get down. I have tried many times to get the number on the scale to go down to a reasonable number where I could be happy and I could say, okay, now I feel good about myself. Sometimes when I was trying to do that, I was actually being less healthy and my body was suffering because of it. It seemed like the harder I tried and the further down the scale it actually went, the less healthy I was. This is not to say forget the number completely. Of course, it's still important, but don't put so much weight.
Why would you do that?
Into your weight. It's just there as some form of measurement, and it's not the only form of measurement when it comes to being a healthy individual or even looking your best. Instead of judging this number that is made up of so many different factors, maybe you should be looking at something like a BMI calculator or a body fat calculator. I personally use a BMI calculator because I've found that it's very easy to use and it kind of lets me know in general how I'm doing, whether I'm obese, underweight, or if I'm at a normal level. This is a much more effective measurement tool, and it tells you a lot more about where you are in your journey than just simply looking at the number you have on a scale. Number 2, recognize that when you're looking in the mirror, you're not actually looking at your weight. I know this may seem like a very easy thing to think of, but a lot of people when they look in the mirror, they say, oh, I need to lose weight, when really you're looking at your size. I personally, I would like to have a slimmer waist, I would like to have a slimmer figure, but when I'm looking in the mirror, I'm not looking at my weight. This goes hand in hand with the first one, and you need to be reevaluating the way that you even look at yourself in the mirror, because sometimes when we look at ourselves in the mirror, we think immediately, oh, I need to shed a couple of pounds. Or maybe you're a guy and it's the opposite, oh, I need to bulk up and I need to be all big and buff.
I'm a buff baby that can dance like a man.
Sometimes we look in the mirror and we're not happy with what we see and we're not where we want to be at. That's okay. As a human being, we're evolving and changing constantly. And that goes for your body too. Maybe you're not happy with what you see, so you're starting to implement steps towards making changes and taking little steps every day to get where you want to be. That's perfectly fine, and it's not something to be ashamed of. If you are doing that, the big thing to do is define what it is you want to be changing and why. You can absolutely research steps to change behaviors so that you can get where you want to be at. The big takeaway is don't confuse weight with image. The third thing I want to be talking about is muscle weighs more than fat. Maybe this is the first time you're hearing this, or maybe it's the billionth time you've heard it and you're like, oh my gosh, we're talking about it again. It's always great to get a reminder. If you're trying to lose weight and not inches by going to the gym, then you may find that the number on the scale doesn't change very much and might even get bigger. This is where taking a BMI calculation can be really helpful. It can help you understand more where you're at and where you need to be going. Having your BMI calculated lets you know that you at 5'7", at a certain weight, are a healthy individual, whereas someone at the same weight that's 5'4" may be on the more overweight side, or they may need to lose a little bit of weight in order to be healthy. A healthy BMI is in between 18.5 and 24.9. So if you fall in that range, you might not need to lose as much weight as you think you do. But if you're falling under or if you're going over, you may need to lose a little bit of weight, or you may need to gain a little bit of weight because you're underweight. That being said, if you're in that 25 to whatever range, you're not considered obese, you're just considered a little bit overweight. So don't think of it as this horrible thing. It's just simply you may need to change some dietary habits and be a little bit healthier. If you want to calculate your BMI, I will leave a link in the description to the BMI calculator that I use that I found to be very effective. The fourth thing I want to talk about is working out is not the only way to lose weight. I discussed a little bit before dietary habits. I've heard so many people say, oh, I need to get back into the gym, I need to get back in shape. I haven't heard as many people say, oh, I need to start changing the way that I eat. In reality, weight loss is actually 75% what you eat and 25% exercise. You're only putting in a 25% effort to actually get where you want to be going. If you want to put in that 100% effort, you need to start taking a look at your dietary habits. For me, something I had to start looking at was my sugar intake. I like sugar. One way that I found that I can substitute that is eating more fruit. So this gives me natural sugars that my body is actually digesting much slower, and it's much healthier for me in general. Another dietary habit that you might want to start changing is eating breakfast and eating a protein-heavy breakfast. I personally eat eggs in the morning because I find it's a good way to jumpstart my body. It gives me protein first thing in the morning, and it's pretty easy. I know that some people don't like eggs, and trust me, eating eggs every morning can get really boring, but there are lots of ways to spice it up. Sometimes I do scrambled eggs because it's really easy and I don't have to put a lot of energy into it, and I can add a lot of spices so I can make them taste a little bit different. One thing that I've started doing is I started cooking an over easy egg and then putting it on a croissant. So maybe if you have a Costco membership, you can go to Costco and they have this big 12 croissant package that's like $5. I just do that every morning and I put a little butter on it and then I put my egg in there and it worked. Also, croissants are great for sandwiches. It makes you feel like you're having a fancy sandwich when really it's like, no, it's just the bread. Finding these little changes that you can make throughout your diet can actually help you make bigger changes than going to the gym ever did. You can go to the gym 5 days a week, but if you're eating McDonald's and Taco Bell, you're not going to be seeing many results. The fifth thing I want to talk about is weight is heavily based on water. As human beings, we're actually 60% water. So if you take your weight times 0.6, that's how much you weigh in water. This means drinking water is extremely important because the more you drink water, the less your body retains. Don't get this confused. Water weight is not something that you can get rid of, and you shouldn't be trying to. Dehydrating your body may make you lose weight just for the short term, but in the long run, it is going to be much less beneficial than if you had just been drinking water. Because dehydrating your body, it affects other areas of your health, and it's just better for you to drink water. Drinking water is also a keystone habit, and if you don't know what that is, that's a habit that affects other areas of your life as you're doing it. So that includes exercise, meditation, reading, getting 8 hours of sleep, things like that. They're habits that help you in other areas of your life and ultimately benefit you without you even noticing. Drinking water, like anything else, is a habit you have to get into. It's something that you have to start doing and develop over time. You could go and drink 80 ounces of water right now, but your body isn't used to having that much water in at one time, so it's better for you to space it out over the course of a day by drinking 10 ounces of water 8 times a day. Maybe you don't even drink water very often, so you're gonna have to start off slow, maybe drinking 6 glasses of water a day and slowly getting yourself up to 8 glasses a day. If you are one of those people where it's really hard for you to drink water and you don't do it very often, then maybe looking at something like the little Mio packets or Crystal Light packets. This makes drinking water a more enjoyable experience for you, and you're still getting the benefits of drinking the water without it dehydrating you from, say, a different packet that might dehydrate you more. The main goal here is to drink more water. Well, that's all I have for you guys today. If you liked this video, please let me know in the comment section below, and if you haven't already, go ahead and hit that like and subscribe. I post new videos every Saturday. Let me know if you'd like to be seeing more content like this. If this is a video that you like to be seeing, then I'll absolutely post something similar. I can post other health related topics. You can follow me on my socials, and here you can DM me and you can ask me questions, maybe give me ideas for new content. Have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you next week. Bye!